Hey, this is Notser, and I would like to raise awareness to a project that's going on right now. Wargaming is teaming up with Battleship Texas Foundation to help raise funds to restore and protect the USS Texas. Right now, she's taken on a lot of water. Unfortunately, she's not dry docked. She is located in Houston, Texas, and she's taking on about 300 tons of water per day. And the Battleship Texas Foundation is looking for any contributions that are possible. And what Wargaming North America has done is they're running a program from November 1st to December 1st where 100% of the funds they generate from these bundles will be donated to Battleship Texas Foundation and their ongoing efforts to restore and protect the USS Texas. So these four bundles are Save Texas, it's $40 US. It gets you the USS Texas port slot, Lone Star camo for the USS Texas only. And then the Project Valor Giving Thanks flag. For $30, you can get the Lone Star bundle. It gives you the USS Texas, the port slot, and the Lone Star camo, which I'm rocking right now. I really like it. It's very Texas. For $15, you can get the Lone Star Texas camo, and that's exactly what you see here. If you happen to already have the ship and you don't have a lot of funds, you can just do this. That's exactly what I did. I bought the Lone Star Texas camo. You can also just purchase the flag, Project Valor Giving Thanks flag, for $5. And that gives you a red flag with a yellow logo, and it's inside of a shield, and it's sort of two hands holding up a heart. So it's really cute, it's nice, it's for a great cause. Protecting history is so important. I love history. I'm one of those nerds that watches history documentaries all the time on Netflix. And it's a cool ship. It's a Dreadnought era battleship. It's the only one left in the world. We do have the Mikasa that's pre-Dreadnought, but this is World War I to World War II era, and it's fantastic. And I would hate for it to get to a stage where they just have to scrap it. That would be real sad. Too many great historical ships have been scrapped in the past. Warspite. And we don't want to allow this to occur anymore if we can help it. And I don't want that to occur. So I've contributed. You can, in fact, if you've already got all this stuff, you can see it as a form of converting the donation into a doubloon. You could, because what they will do is if you already have the flags or the camo or the ship, they will give you the doubloons and the value that you would have normally spent. So any and all will help. And even if you can't contribute, you know, maybe you're not in North America, you don't play on the North American region, I'm sure there's some way to contribute to the Battleship Texas Foundation directly. I would love for everyone to have the opportunity to get the flag, the camo, and all that contribution. But I think legally the donations across different countries is really gray area. So a lot of game companies don't even want to touch it. Warner Brothers was the same. Unfortunately for Warner Brothers, they only donated 50% of the proceeds from their DLC in North America to the family, when I think 100% sounds pretty good. Quite literally, Wargaming is giving everything they generate from these bundles back to the USS Texas. And I think, let's face it, for companies that benefit from history and vehicles and the natural interest that exists in the populace to look on these objects of military history and just world history, they get free advertisement. They already get a free fan base, cars too. So it's only natural that these game companies contribute, and I'm so happy that Wargaming is one of those countries, not yet, one of those companies that agrees. And they've done this with tanks too. They've done it with aircraft. It's great. I'm going to contribute. I did contribute. I bought the camo. So, the game in the background is me playing the Texas with the camo. We've got 2 kills so far. It looks like the Wyoming's AFK. I'm going to try and answer any questions you might have. If you don't have the ship, you know, what is the USS Texas like? How does she play? Well, she's a Tier 5 American battleship, premium. She is a New York class battleship. The New York already exists in the main line. She is very slow, just like every other early tier American battleship. 21 knots is the max. I'm rocking the speed flag because of that. But the differences between her and the New York is better AA protection, which is fantastic right now. Early aircraft carriers are absolutely abundant on all regions. It's pretty easy, and you don't expect great AA protection. Well, Texas has great AA protection. Also, the number 3 gun. If you've played the New York, you know that the number 3 gun basically requires perfect broadside in order to fire it. Not so on the Texas. They've rearranged the catapult launcher and retriever, so it's not quite in the way. It's easier to use and maintain better angling. I would be lying to you if I suggested this was a top 3 ship in competitive performance. It's not. It's not. It's near the bottom. Just like the Americans and the Japanese, they've just been outpaced by the British and the Germans. And will that remain the case for the foreseeable future? I don't know. I don't know how Wargaming wants to deal with it. But you're getting a pretty slow ship, very pudgy, very short, so torpedoes won't be that much of an issue, especially if you have a really high-skill premium commander like I do. I'm using Steven Seagal just because he's a 19, and I'm trying to, you know, just deal with Steven. I know he can be annoying. He can sound so unenthusiastic and just, I'm here to give my lines. But having vigilance, good, short stubbiness, quick rudder, it's a pretty interesting experience. It's pretty interesting to not be able to get in front of the enemy and you have to sort of chase them down, or they're going to chase you down, and having to solve that puzzle. It gets you ready for more American battleships. I really think the American battleship line is really worth it. It's just, you got to learn how to play the slow ones before you can get the reward of the fast battleships like the North Carolina, the Missouri, the Iowa, the Alabama, the Massachusetts, the Montana. And I would love to kill this Bogue. There's few ships that are slower, and the Bogue is definitely slower than the Texas. So you don't want to give near the amount of lead that you would expect, because of just the speed is horrendous. I think it's like 18, 17 maybe. It's bad. It's real bad. In the Langley, it's just like, you're not running away from anything. You're not running away from the Texas or the New York or nothing. There's nothing that's getting away. No, Bogue, you're not getting away. So, speaking of really awesome camouflage, this October Revolution is rocking a camouflage. The CCP one for the anniversary or whatever for the October Revolution. And I love any and all camos. Are they ridiculous? Are they completely fictional? Absolutely. But I think there's some charm to that. And I would love to see more camouflages designed by Wargaming and for a lot more ships. I think this is a great opportunity to make money and to not harm the game. I can still see exactly where the ship is and absolutely recognize that I can't hit the damn ship. But yeah, I think the camo looks great. You know, I keep being drawn to it. I love the Texas flag from a design standpoint. It's simple, but it has, especially the star, the 3 or 4 colors. Yeah, 3 colors. And yeah, it works. It works as a flag. It works as a camo. It's just a little bit more understated compared to the American flag and the American camo. I would love to see Union Jack. I would love to see some sort of German flag. I think that stuff's just cool. A French flag. I just like that stuff. What can I say? I enjoy the interpretation of the artist for any game. And I'm trying to take out this Clemson, by the way. I did not want to get close to him. I have no interest in dealing with you, Mr. Clemson. because you can absolutely wreck my face if I allow you to get close, because he's got torpedoes on both sides. He's nimble enough to set them up. And I noticed that the friendly aircraft carrier... Oh, can we stay off the island? Please stay off the island. I don't want to pull a Notser. Oh, just so close. Because we're so slow. Oh, you didn't see that. We didn't touch it. Because the ship is so slow, it's actually very easy to avoid running into islands. And yet you still ran into one. Shh, don't say that. But I want to try and protect my friendly aircraft carrier from the Carl. Carl, you're going to go down, buddy. Just got to get away from the island. As slow as molasses. And it looks like we're pretty good. Yep. He is a cruiser, so he's a little bit faster than 30 knots, so I give a little bit more lead. And we get Kraken unleashed. Now, it's not a high damage Kraken. 50,000 is nothing. But we took out targets of opportunity. They showed too much sign. We punished. Most of them were cruisers, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do as a battleship. Now, off topic. Have any of you noticed the rock, paper, scissor missions they've done? Now, I think they've got the battleship as the rock, and they've got the destroyer as not the paper, but the scissors. The rock is the counter to scissor. So does that mean that the battleships are the counter to destroyers? And we've been playing the game incorrectly all this time? I think someone either didn't interpret it correctly or they just made an oversight. Either way, I find that kind of amusing that destroyers are countered by rock that is a battleship. And, you know, maybe there's some validity to that, Notser, as the AP sticks in the ship. I mean, it's just so devastating. Yeah, you're hilarious. You're absolutely hilarious. Am I going to get the kill before the game ends? Good grouping on the last shot, but not quite. And that was the USS Texas. We were playing on Solomon Islands. I think Solomon Islands, right? We'll check it. Yeah, Solomon Islands. I hope you enjoyed it. Kraken Unleashed. Able to participate and show off the camo, which I think is fantastic. If you have any interest in contributing, please do. It's for a good cause, protecting history. If you can't, that's fine too. I appreciate you watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time. And by the way, we're almost there for the stream. I went 15 minutes without drop frames, but then I dropped 1,000 frames in like 10 seconds. So we're almost.